Ostensibly, this song is about crossing a busy street. Oh, this is a long story. Oops. Okay, I'll try to tell a portion of it maybe. Okay, anyway. Oh, dang. It's late, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to stand up and tell this story. So I lived in Laverne, across the street from the Laverne Church of the Brethren, and there was no stoplight for Bonita Avenue for many years. So I'd cross the street, hoping that I wasn't careless and made sure I watched for buses and things like that. And I did discover things like, oh, if I wear like a suit, everyone stops for me. If I wear normal clothes, no one stops for me. But anyway, one day I was crossing and thinking, I could so easily just get smashed by the bus one of these days if I wasn't paying attention. And the first thought I had was, well, it would be really quick and I'd be on my way. And I also kind of thought I'd be free. You know, and Bonita Avenue is one of those long, straight roads where you just kind of see forever, and it makes you feel free because you can see down it really far. Anyway, so I was walking home thinking, what pain there might have been will now be past, and my spirit. So I kind of got the song going. But what I realized a couple years later was that, you know, our experiences filter through our songs, of course. And, you know, my mother had been tragically killed. And one of the things that I had obsessed about for a while was just the tragedy of her death. And eventually I had the thought of, she's not suffering, but I was suffering, holding that, you know, the terror, the tragedy, and I could be free. So I think the song, what I realized, the verse, what pain there might have been will now be past, and my spirit is whole. I realized just that had some other resonance. Fast forward to years later, this has kind of become the theme song for Laverne Church of the Brethren funerals, memorial services. Everyone wants it at their service because it ends joyfully and like a feeling of release and freedom. And by the way, there is a stoplight at the street now because Susan Boyer, our pastor, after someone crashed into our church sign on the corner and other near misses and other things, one of the things she said to the city was, one of our members wrote a song about getting killed crossing the street. So anyway, there is a stoplight there now. But anyway, so at this same church, I was at a memorial service for a wonderful, wonderful lady who had passed away. And at the end of the service, coming up through the narthex, Ryan and I had performed the song. We were kind of standing there, and a very dignified African-American lady was coming through with her two daughters on either side of her. And she came right up to us and said, you know, I want that song at my service. She goes, do you guys have a recording of it? I said, I live just across the street, and it's safe to get there. No, I didn't say that. So she goes, well, can I buy one? So I ran home quick, and she says, meet me at the reception. So I find her at the reception. I'm standing up, and she's sitting at the table. She says, well, sit down. I don't want this to look like commerce. Sit down. So anyway, we started talking about the song and the feeling of freedom in the song. And she said, yeah, I'm at a life change. I'm getting to the point where I want to give up some of my stuff. I turned 70. My daughters are getting worried that I want to give up stuff. And then we started talking a little bit more about, I said, well, my mom had been tragically killed. And then she said, you know, my husband was murdered. He was a civil rights activist. And suddenly I was looking at her and thinking, oh my goodness, my high school English teacher in Iowa had showed us the civil rights documentary Eyes on the Prize. And I remember the interview of a certain person. And so I asked her, are you Medger Evers? She said, yes, I am. So I was just amazed. Medger Evers Williams recently gave the prayer at the second inauguration of President Obama. She's a wonderful, wonderful civil rights worker. But we continued to talk, and she said, I was up on my porch a couple years ago in Oregon, and I just felt maybe Medger was saying to me, it's okay, live your life. You know, you carried on my struggle, or our struggle, be free. So the song continues to gather more meaning as it goes out into the world, and I was amazed. It turns out that the woman at our church and Merle's daughter were best friends. So that's the connection. She lived in Claremont, California. So I just wanted to share that story because that's one of the coolest things that ever happened with this song, I'll Be On My Way. Thank you for your patience. Oh, yeah, and please sing along on the chorus. Okay. I wasn't going to add more to the story. When I am gone, don't you cry for me. Don't you pity my sorry soul. What pain there might have been will now be past, and my spirit will be whole. I'll be on my way. I'll be on my way. I'll have left my feet of clay upon the ground. I will be glory bound. I'll be on my don't you cry for me, don't you pity my sorry soul. What pain there might have been will now be past, and my spirit will be whole. I'll be on my way. I'll be on my way. I have left my feet of clay upon the ground. I will be glory bound. I'll be on my way. Forgive the wrongs that I might have done to you. There'll be no room for regrets up there high above, way beyond the blue. I'll be on my way. I'll be on my way. I have laid my frown and all my burdens down. I'll be putting on my crown. I'll be on my way. Take it away, Jay. For me in the places I have been. I'll be alive, but somewhere else. I'll be on my way again. I'll be on my way. I'll be on my way. I will lift my wings and soar into the air. There'll be glory everywhere. I'll be on my way. I'll be on my way. I have laid my